Did you know that everything you heard when you were young, growing up, concerning the subject matter of money has a way it shapes and programs your financial success and destiny? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Moses B. Arthur, the hub of consistent value. Today, I will be looking at an interesting subject matter. That's how verbal programming affects your financial success and your financial destiny. How verbal programming affects your financial success and financial destiny. What did you hear about money when you were growing up? Did you hear things like money is the root of all evil? The rich are greedy people. They make their money off the sweat of poor people. Did you hear things like sikanya habaine atitini duaso? Did you hear things like, what do you think I am, an ATM machine? Like you go to your dad asking for money and he goes like, what do you think I am, like an ATM machine? Did you hear things that made you think that money is difficult to come by? You know, for one friend of mine, he told me that his mother will usually ask him, do you think money is gold that we find around easily? You have to sweat to get it. And so for him, every single time I present an opportunity for him to make money online through cryptocurrency, through forex trading, through high income skills and all of that, he does not buy for it. For him, he wants hard earned money. He wants to make sure he has sweated. So he has lifted blocks, he's doing his masonry work, he's doing his carpentry work, because his programming right from childhood is the fact that you need to sweat for money, and that money is not like gold that you come by easily. You need to dig for it. And so what did you hear around the subject matter of money? It is very, very important, and by far is shaping your financial destiny. Somebody will argue with me that it's not the case, but you see, as young as we are and as young persons growing up, one of the things that ingrains in our subconscious are the things we hear. A lot of the times people grow up and program their entire lives based off of things they learned in their formative years. And somebody will go like, but we learned them in our formative years and we've grown, so we may have come across other things. But you see, foundational truths are a part that form a bigger part of you, because it's actually something that is based in your subconscious mind. And so your subconscious mind you, in choosing logic and feeling, it will always choose feeling over logic. A case in point is, I have a friend who lives in the United States. He's a surgeon, and we're having a conversation, and he told me that, Mo, you know, you are usually helping people when it comes to their finances, you know, helping them and all of that. But I'm having a very, very big problem. It's the fact that I make about $100,000, but, you know, I can't really account for anything. I feel like my colleagues who are even back home in Ghana are doing better. And I told him, let me just hear you out. I started questioning him on a few things. Then I happened to actually realize that for him, whenever he has money, he finds a way to blow it subconsciously or consciously, because he ends up taking bad investment decisions, ends up investing in poor stocks, and his money just goes down the drain. Recently, he told me that he had invested close to $50,000 into a cryptocurrency project that turned out to be a scam. And at seed sale, when he bought $50,000, he lost everything. You know, we're having that conversation, and I happen to realize that for him, his programming, what he heard is that his mother told him that the rich are greedy people. They make their money off poor people, and that if you are rich, you are greedy, and that you are a pig. So for him, he had heard that constantly over a long period of time in his life. And so whenever he thinks of riches, his mind ties riches to greed. And obviously he sees that he's a bad person. And so somehow he finds a way to lose all the money that he gets, simply because as somebody who is a mommy's boy and loves his mother, he wouldn't want to be seen as a bad person in front of his mother. So we had that conversation back and forth, you know, we're talking, and then I told him, I said, bro, you need to really deal with this thing, and this is how we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to deal with it. Even with that, we had to go back and forth, because he was not agreeing to what I was trying to say, because he didn't want to be in the bad books of his mother. But I said, you know what, it's very, very simple. We're going to deal with this, and it's going to be very, very simple. So I asked him, I said, ask your mom what is her dream country or what is her dream city she wants to visit. So he told me and he said, oh, my mom has never been out of Ghana. She's never been anywhere, but it's her dream that someday she'll be able to go to Zanzibar. So I told him, I said, bro, you have enough money. You know what? Let's move mommy to Zanzibar for a visit and let her come back and let's see how things do. So she arranges with he arranges with me together with a travel and tour company, and then we set mommy up for a beautiful trip to Zanzibar. Mommy goes and mommy comes back and her perspective has started changing. She starts sharing all the experience. I remember when she was there, she used to send pictures and everything to this friend of mine. My friend would tell me that I think she's beginning to enjoy the life, you know, the comfort and everything. And so I told him, I said, when mommy comes back, where has it been on her heart or in her mind that she would want to live in Accra? Where in Ghana has mommy dreamt of living? And he told me something. He said, throughout their entire life, her mother has a relationship or her first love tied to Adan. So now that he's lost the dad and everything, who happens to be the mother's first love, she would want to have a home in Adan. So I told him, I said, if we're being realistic, I think we can get some land, you know, in Adan, close to the waterfront, and build something for mommy. And he did that in a matter of 3 years. And the woman lives at Adan, close to the waterfront, and she connects with nature and everything. And now she goes about telling people that her son is generous, her son is rich, God has favored her son, God has blessed her son. And the woman no longer has a problem with rich people being greedy. And so circumstances of life can end up making your parents or our parents or the people who are authority figures in our lives say things that end up programming us. And this is the reason why, as a speaker, I am very particular about the kind of things that I go out there and I share with people, because I understand by means of principle that the mandate that is on my life to transform lives and get people, you know, make my fellow man a better person than I found them and my world a better place than I found it. I understand that words are so powerful, and so if I'm going to shape people's lives and I'm going to alter people's destinies by my words, then my words will have to be right. And so I am never in a rush to utter words, because I understand the value and the weight and the capacity of my words. And so in the case of my good friend Stephen, look at what happened to him. He was earning a lot as a surgeon in the States, but he was losing everything because there was a programming unknowing to him that was actually informing his actions, and he didn't know about it. Fast forward, mommy is happy, he's making good money for himself, he's actually doing absolutely very well and doing amazing in what he does now. He's been able to own a few properties, you know, in the States, using it for Airbnb and all of that. And so it is important for you to understand what are some of the things you heard when you were growing up concerning the subject matter of money. You want to have a book, like I always make us do, let's self-audit ourselves. You want to have your book or your notes and start the self-audit. List as many of the things that you heard, and then determine and decide the next thing, let's disassociate from it. And so by reason of declaration, we want to disassociate from it. You know, rich people are not greedy people. Rich people have understood how to make money. And so by means of principle, you cannot attract what you dishonor. So instead of dishonoring rich people, can we undo that thinking and start saying that, you know what, money with the rich is actually because the rich understand how money works. And so as a young person, I am willing to learn from a rich person to become rich. Instead of saying that money is hard to come by, I want you to reprogram yourself and say that as money is in abundance in this universe, you attract by means of what you are willing to put out there. There's so many things around the subject matter of money that we heard that has actually, like the things like money is the root of all evil. But you and I know that money is not the root of all evil. Money is actually something that makes our world go round. You're working, you're putting in all the effort and hustling because of money. What money cannot do, more money can do. And so you need to understand, money makes you enjoy the most beautiful things this world has to offer. So it is not the root of all evil like we have been told. It is super, 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 super important. One thing I always say is that when somebody has money, it reveals their true character. So what wealth or what money does is that it amplifies your truest character. If you're an armed robber and you make wealth, or you come into money, It amplifies your robbery skills. If you're a videographer, if you're a photographer, and you come into money, it empowers your skill and what you do. If you're a philanthropist and you come into money, your philanthropy work goes viral. If you're a real estate agent and you come into money, it amplifies your projects and what you do. So money actually amplifies your truest self. And so it's important for you to understand the narrative and the conversation around the subject matter of money and how verbal programming affects it. In my inner circle, I take time off to teach all of this. I've been teaching the spirit of money for months now, and these are truths that I've been able to teach people, and it has liberated as many young persons that find themselves in my inner circle. And so I hope that this content has blessed you. Like, subscribe, share to bless someone, and let me know how this blessed you in the comment section. Love and light. My name is Moses B. Arthur. Cheers, guys.